All right. So, Jason and a couple of you guys asked for number 8, 9, and 10. So we're going to go through each one of these. Um, let's talk about number 8. So number 8, they're asking you to find a circle, and they showed a circle within a square, which is kind of interesting. So you have your square right here, and you have your circle inside it. When a circle is, or any shape that's inside another shape, it could be called like circumscribed, so it's like covered. But they show you that the whole square side is 14. So this side is 14. If you know this whole side's 14, then you could take the line from one edge of the circle to the other. So one edge of the circle to the other right here should also be 14. So Jason, is that the diameter or the radius I just drew?
Diameter.
Good. So then if it's the diameter, all we do is 14 times pi, which is some number. I could just pull out my calculator, but that's all you have to do. So you have to see that the side of the square causes it to be the diameter of the whole circle. And 14 times 3.14, 43.96. Okay, so that was number 8. Number 9, we have, let's see this one. We have 2 circles. So it asks for the red circle or the bigger circle. So you have your small circle here and you have your bigger circle here. And let me redraw them to be a little bit clearer. Small circle, bigger circle. So they show that there's the small piece here. The small piece here is I think it's 2, and the bigger piece, oh no, the smaller piece is 3 and the bigger piece is 2. So this is a 3 and this is a 2. So this whole line is going to make the radius of the big circle. So if this is a 3 and this is a 2, the whole radius is 5. So it's 2 times pi times 5, which is 10 pi, which is 31.4. So that's for number 9. And then number 10, we look at it again. This one, uh, it shows us that the 2 circles lined up together. They're just shapes. I guess not. The 2 circles lined up together, tip to tip, edge to edge, is altogether 10. So if the whole thing is 10, the half over here should be 5. So the one circle, which was the left circle, the diameter happens to be 5. So it's just 5 pi, which should be whatever half of this is, which is 15.7, it seems. Okay, so that's 8, 9, 10. All right, so let's go to 11 to 13. So let us take care of this. So what I want to do is number 11. So number 11, we're looking for a arc length here. So let's see if I can do this. Okay, so we're gonna use number 11. We have the degrees is 40. This 6 meters is representing the radius and AB. And because it says AB, no C, we're going to assume it's the small piece, not the large, huge piece. So let's do some work. Let's annotate. All right. So 40 is my radius. Oh no, 40 is my inside degrees. So it's a proportion. So the part of the angle is 40 degrees, and a whole circle is always, always, always 360 degrees. So I could write it like that first. So 40 over 360. Now we want to figure out how long this piece is, AB. So to figure out how long that piece is, we don't know what that is, so I'm just going to write AB here. Arc AB. But the bottom piece, we could find how big the whole circle is by using our circumference formula, which is 2 times pi times 6. The reason I used 2 times pi times 6 is because I was given the radius. In number 18, it looks like they give us the diameter, so we'll do it a little differently in that situation. But now we're going to do some math. So this is down here is
37.68.
thank you, 37.68. And I know some people might ask this, can you simplify this first? You can. This would simplify to 1/9. So then you could do your cross multiplication. 37.66 times 1 is 37.68 equals the next cross multiplication, 9 times AB, which is 9AB. And then divide 9 on both sides. And then those two things together, 37.66 divided by 9. Jay, can you do that for me?
4.18.
Okay, so your answer should be about 4.18. Okay. So 4.18 equals AB. Jay, would you like me to do number? I'm not going to do 12 because that's very like number 11. Is it right if I do number 13 though?
Yeah.
Okay, so 13, it's still the same ratio. The ratio never really changes. On the next section, we'll do area, which will change a little bit, but the ratio stays the same basically. So let's do the angles first. That's usually easier. So we're looking for AB, which is this little gap right here. So 45 goes here. And 360 is always on the bottom over here because a circle is always 360 degrees. We don't know what AB is, so we just write AB, arc AB, I should say. And then this one, they give us the diameter is 8. So when you use the diameter in the circumference formula, you don't times it by 2. So it's just 8 pi. Okay?
Wait, why?
8 times pi, yeah, or 8 times 3.14.
Why is it 8 times pi again?
This right here, this 8 represents the whole diameter.
Oh, yeah.
So that's why it's 8. Or that's why you don't have to times by 2. It's not a radius.
Shouldn't we say what 8 times pi is?
Yes, could you say it for me? Or do you want me to type it in my calculator?
I got it.
All right, as he does that, I'm going to reduce this right one as 1/8.
It's 25.12.
Okay, so 25.12, and I reduce the fraction over here to 1/8. So we're going to do cross multiplication. Thankfully, 25.12 times 1 is still 25.12 equals 8/AB. And I should be clear, you're not forced to simplify it, but if you see that you can simplify it, try to simplify it. It'll make your life a little easier. You're not forced to. If you didn't simplify and you plug in the numbers correctly, you still get the right answer all the way through. So we're going to divide by 8. Now, this was 8 times pi, and this is divided by 8, so we should get back 3.14, I believe.
Yeah.
So equals AB. And that particularly happened because our diameter is 8, so you multiply by 8, but we're only taking 1/8 of the circle, so then you divide by 8. So they happen to cancel out into perfectly 3.14. All right?
Okay, thank you.
No problem. Any more questions, Jeff?
Nope.
All right. Have a wonderful day, man.
Bye.
All right. I'm just going to still continue teaching a little bit. Let's do number 20. Let's do 22. Okay. So I'll just use 22 as an example. So we're trying to find the circumference. Now it seems like 7.5 is arc CD. So we know 7.5 is arc CD, so we could put that there. This is 76 degrees. This is 360 degrees. We don't know what the circumference is. So before, you usually put the circumference as like 2 pi r. But 2 pi r just equals the circumference. So all of the variable I need to put here is circumference. I don't need to put the 2 pi r because I don't need to find the radius. I could just find the circumference directly. So 7.5 times 360, c times 76. So 76 equals 7.5 times 360, which is 7.5 times 360, which is 2,700. Oh, and this is 76c. Then divide that both sides by 76. I get about 35.53, rounded up. Make sure to round it up. And we always use 2 decimal points in here because if we use pi as 2 decimal points, we should make everything rounded to 2 decimal points. So C equals 35.53. You don't have to do this radius. You don't have to do the circumference thing. You got your answer through this, which is really useful. All right. I hope this helps, and I hope you guys have a good time working on this. Next section is circles. We're going to do area. It's going to be very familiar. We're just using a new formula. That's the only difference. See you around.